there's writers who have spoken and written extensively about workplace environment. And they make the place that the most productive environments that are meant for working and playing. Not playing in the literal sense, but the people feeling appreciated and being able to do many other things outside the normal work environment. So really, let me take this opportunity to extend my warm and sincere greetings to Mawarena. Someone who's demonstrated exceptional levels of leadership and stewardship for this project. That now it has been elevated to one of the national flagship projects on what can be possible and attained when you are able to have dynamic leaders who are able to demonstrate that the issues around the ecological environment, issues around green issues can also be translated to resolve the social problems in society. Kana kweti mwelo rarola matata ilomore kia gaswa warki the problems that climate change maruna memole wariale wa ono wa na today reale wa o tlabo ti bomba di pilo jare na ke a tshepa re go bolela lena ka moka ba le le. That we are very very grateful. Thank you very much. Let me also thank the Deputy Speaker of the Northwest Legislature, Memangani, that she has been able to join us here this morning. It's important because this asset that you see here belongs to the Northwest provincial government, and it's through the relationship, the cordial relationships that we have with the provincial government that it has been possible for you to use this facility, and also the possibility of expansion becomes real because the Northwest provincial government has an appreciation of what can be achieved out of this asset. As we continue to exploit it and sweat it, we are able to resolve many other challenges. So rather realibuwa memangani le khono ba le rena ka tsheko ke batho ba ile hore ba tshwara ke mabaka mara bontsha botlhokwa bya kopano ya rena le khono ba khono ba le rena realibuwa. And then I also want to acknowledge my colleagues, fellow councillors are here, who have been the drivers behind Tsepo 10,000. I'll say a little bit about it, but make an emphasis about the opportunities going forward and how we must not disappoint the ministry and in particular the minister in our efforts going forward. And by the way, it's not about doing a favor to the minister. It's about our livelihoods going forward. It's about building a better and sound future for ourselves, our children, and posterity. So it's important that we are able to acknowledge that. Aso retusha minister Mulewa, remudi favor. Retusha renaka bo rena, retusha le malapa rena, retusha le bana ba rena le ditlolo tša rena le bokamoso ere ya pele. O kgontisa re bana le bophelo bjo bokao. But let me acknowledge Dr. Guy, who has been very central. I know he must be embarrassed. He's highly unassuming, hard worker, hands-on. But he has been a permanent and common denominator in all this work that we are doing. And when we first met, obviously at the time, or previous administration, and now with the continuation of the minister, Dr. Guy has been very central in ensuring that he breathes life into this work. And we are exceptionally grateful about your contribution, Doctor. Now we are going to talk about we must take it to a different place so that we are able to broaden the scale and proportions of opportunities that are possible. And that's why today we are reiterating and we do men of no talos, we do men arena. No, we're sitting there with looking at a young African female articulating on behalf of the collective the achievements we have reached so far, but the ambitions we have going forward. And for me, that's what is particularly exciting. That there are new areas of opportunities that we are exploring. And indeed, with hard work, commitment, and again, I will level up, I will chivalena, level we to mail of a way track, Leocono remoto to Reconor Caluseja, the minister de Africa Gabu Parapa, or Muso Rifile Sepova, or Rifile Muneta, or no Shumisha Muneta. And again, Sepa Rene, I will look on Tisha Lebavan, Lebanavana, Kumana Muneta, Lore, Lenalo, Naluko. So don't take this thing for granted. It's not a given that you have to be here. It's through hard work that you are here and create opportunities for others by making sure that you apply yourself, you are able to meet the demand. As you meet the demand, there will be additional demands that are coming. As additional demands come, we are able to attract new participants in this, and we are able to build a critical mass of young men and women who are able to resolve challenges in this country. And I want to say that we are excited about, Minister, this program that we have started called Tsepo 10,000. Tsepo 10,000 is an initiative of the city that targets young people in the age brackets 21 to 35. We use our own fiscus, we use our own money to inject life into the cooperatives that are set up by these young people. We train them jointly with the University of Pretoria and ABSA over a period of time, and we guarantee them contracts in the city. As I speak to you now, standing here, we have extended contracts to the value of 275 million to cooperatives owned by young people in the space of 6 months. So Nanola Tsepo 10,000 go rarula matata ilore akopana le baso. Ore binchi ba batho ba ile ba ona Motswana. Ke batho ba lo bana le mengwa e masume tharo tlhano ya fase. And re a tseba gore bontši bja bona ba kgonne go ya sekolong mara ba kgonne go kry-a mešomo. Ba bangwe ba bona ba paletse go ya sekolong ka morago ba fetse mphato wa bona wa matric ka baka la mašheleng. Re a ba bona re tswa mo ka morago mošomo. Ba eme mo dikoneng ke nyaope fela mo Tshwane. Na re tshwanetse go rarolola bothata boo. Lena tshwanetse le re thuse gore re rarolle bothata boo. So this is not a government problem. It's a problem for all of us. The problem of substance abuse, in particular in Nyaope, in Tshwane, and its many variants. So we are relying on you to help us to resolve this problem. And Minister, respect or renare Tshwane or ere yapili. Mwa 2016 ka Junior 2016. The cooperatives are this Tsepo 10,000. They were refilled contract at the million Jemakula Matal. Half $1 billion rent of opportunity. And my demonstration of all countries are in 2016 even opportunities to the tune of $1 billion rent. So these things are possible. I have made the following commitment to the minister. What are the other things that are possible to follow the eye? Il commitment, the let's say minister or the close mission at the lane. Recontisore, reahadim to take around jail is so many. Reverisa this material of biomass for the poor. So that when the minister talks about what is possible, she's able to demonstrate the kind of opportunities, houses that we have built for poor people. But also the poor are able to give their own testimonies of how it feels to live in such an environment. We will do that in Mamelodi system. We have said to the minister she will unveil it before the end of September. I said to Dr. Guy we'll work together. And that's a commitment. It's career limiting. If I don't deliver, I'm out. Minister Ngubile Tabeki to be second in Amderebo. Maragatsep Paraki Shumalini. Dindutel Sumia Sicily, in fact, another guy 100, the guy is again. Yeah, Papa Tamazo wants a minister. And maybe just, Minister, the other thing I was saying, Maureen, there's a good story to tell here. Part of our problem is that we are very modest about some of the achievements we have reached. I mean, you have shown us a brilliant video of what you are doing in this area. Very few people across the city knows about your work, except the testimonies from the schools that are here and many other schools across the country. So I'm saying, Minister, with the existence of a wide range of flow of media platforms, it might be possible that our team, working with your team, someone like Albi, we do a YouTube and we're able to post it so that young people can see what is done in the city of Tshwane. It's not about in the country that through this project. Well, I can't commit on behalf of the team, but I'm sure that we are confident it shouldn't take us more than a month to put that together so that we're able to package the story. Let me conclude by saying the following. That the minister will be leading the South African delegation to what we call the Conference of Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. This is a long way to explain a fora that is meant to address the issues around climate change. Our interventions with regards to mitigation and adaptation. And I think the minister coming from a developing country will have a good story to tell when we are able to demonstrate the relationship between GDP growth and our ability to bring down the carbon footprint. Decoupling. Because hitherto, we have seen that as a binary question. You either realize economic growth or there's increased exposure, vulnerability to climate change. So, our minister, mo Africa mo Gauteng le mo Tshwane and again where this one chicho tse ke a tshepa or minister o tlo gona o sepela le tsona gona o tlhalosa hore re gona o rarola bya botlhokwa bya go se bane le metsi bya o tlosa ditlhare tse o di tshela o metsi mara re di latle fela re rarola bothata bya hore ona le bana ba rena ba ile ba dutse ka dikolong ba sena di desk le na le rarola that problem. She is able to demonstrate that in the course of addressing these issues around water scarcity, that we are able to create employment opportunities. That's why we are talking EPWP, that's why we are talking SEPO 10,000. That we are able to grow the economy, at the same time we are preserving the environment. And the minister has been very central and vocal to that. And it's the same minister who's very vocal on issues around women in her different capacity as a leader of the ruling party, the Women's League of the ruling party. And I'm excited that Kacheko Rebona Boots Buntlemo. And that's why Buntlemo Pilator Kgosientso. That that young girls, African girls, females, young women, let me put it that way, are taking the lead. It's principally because of the struggles. Yaweta Pilio, Minister Mulewa, Le Maori Namanganya, Bailo Vai Trechipi, where Tapilivia Mohato, Keramohato, Abasadi, Wamohato Busham, Mo Africa. Nasri Kitrika Mimoa, Sumia Matsila, and Freedom Charter, Tokomani, Kaluschenki, Bahalavar Navapili. Banavana Liponelo Pilia, Kamusumi, Kaune, Bunyaka, or Ritlolika, and Areva to Kamu. And this is a living testimony that we are making progress in realizing the elements of the Freedom Charter. So I want to take this opportunity, invite our Minister Marina, the champion of the struggles of women, the downtrodden and the poor, and the voice of climate change for developing countries to come and say, address us bjale ka motswadi ene ke a tshepa a fetsa go bolela le rena kgotso wa modimo e tlo ba le rena kgotso e be le rena